Everyone makes mistakes. For example, I spent 3 days last week brushing my teeth with shaving cream because if you put a bottle that looks like this in a hotel bathroom, I'm gonna brush my teeth with it. So today on Zero to Awesome, we're gonna talk about mistakes, specifically power tool mistakes. We're gonna talk about power tools that I have bought, spent my own money on for this garage that have turned out to be a complete waste. I guess technically wasting your money on power tools is a failure, so keeping up with the traditions of the channel, we're gonna have a pickle beer while we talk about our failures. First up, we're going over to the vacuum. Here we have my garage vacuum. And it's a big vacuum designed with a 20-foot hose to get everything in your garage and clean out your cars, and I hate it, which might be controversial because my brother put out a video, I think literally 2 weeks ago, where he talked about the things he likes in his garage, and one of them was his whole garage vac.
Whereas the wall-mounted shop vac, it has a 30-foot long hose, so not only is it like super long, but it's also smaller, which I guess is okay.
Unfortunately, he's wrong. For a couple reasons. One, it's too big, it takes up a lot of real estate, and not only does it take up real estate, it takes up real estate in a very specific place. You have to put it somewhere where the hose can reach the entire inside of your garage, but also you have to put it by a garage door so you can open your doors and park a car and vacuum a car out. But also, since it is plugged in, it has to also be near a power outlet, and when you find the perfect place to put it, there's not gonna be a power outlet, so you're gonna have to run power. And then it's ungainly, you have attachments, you've got 20 to 30 feet of hose, it gets in the way. So what do you need? For the same price that you can buy one of those, mine is a Bissell, I think Steven has the Hoover, you can buy a couple cordless vacuums. Cordless vacuum, this one has as much power as the one on the wall. I can take it inside and use it, I can take it around with me and use it, I can vacuum out my cars in the front of the driveway, in the front of the house, far, far away from that thing. And it's honestly, if you don't like this, you can still save money and get an even smaller one. This is what I use to vacuum out my car. This is what I use just around the house. I should have just gotten these years ago instead of that thing, which honestly, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, I'm using these. I think that hasn't been used in probably a year. We should probably just keep on the DeWalt theme, and we're gonna talk about another DeWalt tool that was a complete waste of money. And if we're being completely honest, this one, well, this wasn't the tool's fault, this was my fault. A few months ago, I was renovating a bathroom in my house, and I needed to remove a lot of tile from a wall. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna use this as an excuse, I'm gonna use this as a valid reason to go buy a hammer drill, because I can put a blade bit on it, put it in hammer mode, and just chisel that tile off the wall. Unfortunately, I bought, I think, the only cordless SDS hammer drill DeWalt makes that doesn't hammer. It has drill mode, it has hammer drill mode, but it doesn't have just hammer mode. So the one thing I bought it for, it would not do, and it's my fault. So I'm going to enjoy this pickle beer. That's disgusting. But also, one thing I did learn is if you make this same mistake, you can buy one of these. It's a keyless chuck with an SDS attachment on it, so you can actually put it in your hammer drill, put a drill bit in it, and use your otherwise worthless drill as your regular drill. And I actually use this to mix up a bunch of mortar and grout when I was doing that bathroom project because it has a ton of torque. So this, not gonna hammer, but still usable, still a waste of money though. Whoops. Next up, we have all of the various ways I have attempted to avoid painting because I hate painting. So years ago, I had to paint a shed, and I went out, and rather than use a brush and a roller, I bought this, which won't come out of the box. It is a siphon feed sprayer, and it works okay. It also clogs up a lot and becomes worthless, and you spend more time cleaning out your siphon feed sprayer than you do actually spraying paint. A little bit later, I was painting the inside of a house, and I went and bought this company Wagner. They make a lot of kind of cheap painting tools that you see at Home Depot and Lowe's, and this is a power roller. Unfortunately, when you use it, you spend more time unclogging your power roller than you do actually rolling things on the wall. And then I thought I was gonna get smart. And I spent not an insignificant amount of money on an airless sprayer. And this one's made by Graco, pretty well-known company. And this works okay for exterior paint and for primer and thick paints. Thin stuff, it just leaks. And if you don't just have things mixed right, it clogs up. And you spend more time cleaning clogs than you do actually painting. What I should have done instead of buying all those different tools is I just should have bought this to begin with. This is my airless sprayer. This is not a fancy one. They have it at Home Depot, they have it at Lowe's. This probably cost about as much as I spent on all this nonsense combined. But if you get the right tool, in this case, an airless sprayer, and you've actually followed the instructions, it doesn't clog. You can spray the outside of a house. You can spray the inside of a house. I've painted cabinets with it. It works, and it works the first time. And I should have gotten that years ago rather than wasting my time with all of that. But now here I am drinking my pickle beer while we talk about the next financial garage failure. It's still so bad. Good news, we're back to picking on DeWalt tools. And actually the last tool we're gonna pick on is this. And it doesn't have to be DeWalt because I've owned a couple of these. This just happens to be the DeWalt version, but it is a battery powered pressure washer. And here's why this is a horrible tool. When I say horrible tool, it's not completely horrible. It has a purpose. The good use for a battery powered pressure washer is if you're trapped in the wild. And when I say that, I mean, if you're out camping and you've been off-roading, maybe you have a side-by-side, you need to rinse it down, this thing's fine, it'll rinse things off. That's because you don't need electricity, it has a battery, and it has a built-in pump. So you can just put this hose in a bucket, suck some water, rinse things off. I used this at a marina that would shut off the water during the winter so things didn't freeze, so I could rinse things down, wash things down. For that, it's okay. When I say okay, I mean this model specifically has filters in it that get clogged really, really easily. So I actually just removed the filters and it works just fine. But I actually had a different battery powered pressure washer before this, and they both had the same problem, which is they actually have no power. So if you want it as a pressure washer around the house, or even to wash a car really well rather than just rinse it off, it's not gonna work. And these things, they're not cheap for what you spend on a tool and a battery. You can just buy a good electric pressure washer. I said electric. I meant gas. Don't buy electric, buy gas. Do that. And the last tool that I consider a garage failure, well, it's not a tool at all. It is a tool organization system, and you might be familiar with it because I made a whole video about this. It is my OmniWall. So OmniWall is a company that makes organization stuff. They're well known for their steel pegboard systems. There's a couple other companies out there like Wall Control that make the same thing. And I bought this when I was redoing my garage, and I wanted a good way to store the power tools I use most often. And I saw it at SEMA, and it was sturdy, and it just impressed me so much more than all these cheap little wire hangers that they have for power tools on Amazon. So I bought it, and I installed it, and the installation wasn't the best. It was a bit frustrating. It's crap! And my big takeaway from the OmniWall experience was, at the time, I spent about $500 on this storage right here, about 5 feet of storage. And even recently, I had to get a new drill holder, add some storage, reorganizing things, and the drill holder alone was $65 plus shipping just to hold 4 more power tools, which boggles my mind because the entire 4x8 plywood size sheet of pegboard is $23 at Lowe's. I mean, that was a year ago, so it might be $24 now, but $20, $500. There's some comments in the video I did about OmniWall, and people say, it looks good, and they want, no, just don't buy pegboard. If you want pegboard, don't waste your money on this. This is probably the biggest tool fail in the entire garage. I mean, besides never finishing my car projects, we don't talk about that. Well, that's it, only 5 mistakes. Apparently, I've only made 5 mistakes this entire time, which that's not bad. You can count it on one hand. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time finishing my pickle beer and thinking about what I could have done with all the money that I spent on those worthless tools. I probably could have bought a lot of pickle beers. So please, if you disagree with anything, leave us a comment below. We love angry comments here at Zero to Awesome. Until next time, I might order some more OmniWall. I'm committed now and I just love it so much. Oh, hi. Yeah, the video's over. This is usually where we put the funny stuff from the video, but I'm a little busy for that. I'm working on a special little gift for the Zero to Awesome Christmas party. Also, I might have forgotten to tell Steven we're having a Zero to Awesome Christmas party, but this will work nicely. Yeah, this This will be nice.